Talk students. How are you guys? I bet you're going crazy being home. I bet you can't wait to get to school, do some schoolwork. No, I'm going crazy being at home, so I know how it feels. So let's learn something. We are going to learn how to make bricks, how to make realistic bricks. So what I like to do is pick 3 colors, doesn't matter what the colors are. Maybe by taking a look at a brick or a stone or something, rock, whatever, you can pick out at least 3 colors. But just for fun, I just picked, you know, a beautiful blue, like a sky blue. This is a very dark brown, and this is a warm gray. By warm gray, it has a little bit of purple in it. So I use 3 brushes for each color. Alrighty, let's finish this up really quickly. You can also choose to do a large piece like this on the floor. And when I paint something that's on the floor, I'm not going to get on my knees or, you know, and sit and do it. I usually get a bamboo stick or a painting pole, and it takes practice, and that's how I can achieve something like this. And I probably would use a roller. So I hope you guys are catching up on some reading, catching up with some Netflix series, or chatting with your friends. Because I want it to dry so that I happen to have a dark brown here. Now I just lightly, don't want to overdo it. Okay, good. Flick of the wrist, a flick of the wrist. See? Yeah, I'd rather do this now than wait till you guys, till I come back and then you have to wait again. That's a little bit too much. Kind of want to test out how your spider's going to look like. If it's looking like lines, you better like maybe move and it's drying. Okay, I did some splatter. I'll be back and show you how to lay in some lines, some shadows, and some highlights. Okay. Our piece is not dry yet. However, I'm going to put in some brick lines. I am going to use just a scrap piece of board. It looks like it would be a good size for my brick. And that way I can just line it up with this edge and do all my horizontal lines as I go down. And once I finish all my horizontal lines, I already did them, I don't know if you guys can see them, okay? Then I am going to line it up on the vertical. Try to make sure that it's lined up with this edge here. And then every other one, I go ahead and do a vertical line. Then I move it over, lining it up with the line, the pencil line I just drew. And I start with the second one and go every other one. And so on. And so on and so on and so on. So I think I left off right here. And I did this one last time. So I'm going to do this one here. Okay. I'm going to go start from the second, fourth, and whatever. Okay, just one more. And right here. All right. There we go. Of course, you know, some brick isn't laid out like this. If you do a study on brickwork, and it depends on the play that you're doing, if you're doing something in that is a French era, you want to make sure what kind of bricks they had at that time. If you were doing something like an Italian play, you probably would have to figure out the type of stonework. And, you know, it also depends on the year as well, the year that the play takes place. So, after I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and mix that dark brown or, you know, black color. I'm going to add more water to it so it becomes transparent. And I'm going to brush a thick line over all the lines I just did. And so I'll be right back. I'm gonna go mix some colors. Okay, I diluted this black color. Obviously, you can see here, if you can, I diluted it, I tried it, it was way too thick. So that's just a mistake. So you want to dilute it so it looks transparent, something like this. So this line is basically the top and bottom of the brick. It's going to be darker than the front of the brick, obviously. So depending if you're looking down at bricks or up at bricks, you'll be able to see the top of some and the bottom of others. But it's actually right in between my brush stroke. And I like to choose a brush that looks like the line that I'm going to draw. I would never use an angled brush for this, or a round brush, which is kind of like pointy, kind of looks like a, how to explain it? Anyway, so see how this is, you know, it's a straight, flat, well no, it's a straight brush, because the top of it is semi-straight, whatever. Oh, this is a mistake. Yeah, because I accidentally did a line there. Okay. When it comes to painting or even drawing lines, it's a good idea to not overthink it, and always to keep your eye on what is ahead of the brush or what has not been painted yet. Like anything, keep your eye on the ball, keep your eye on the line. Let's see, right here, right here. And this is where a ladder comes in handy. Get up on the ladder, look at it, make sure that you didn't miss anything, that your lines are not crooked, and that's a goof, and then right here. So I'm just going to pretend that this brick is a little bit darker. And you know, always wise to have a cloth on you at all times in case you mess up like this, or if you spill your paint. Okay, let that dry for a little bit. Got my black paint that I'm going to use. As you can see, I've started it already. What I'm painting is the line that represents the space between each block. It's like the deepest part of it, and that's why it's black. You're probably noticing that there are splatters on each brick or on the board that were not there previously. It's because before you add this particular technique or whatever, you want to make sure that you like the way your brick looks, the color, the splatter, the texture. Because if I were to do a splatter after this, after painting this, solid black line, I would have splatter on those lines. And realistically, there isn't, you're not going to see any of that texture in between each brick. Alrighty, I'm back with light paint. What I did is the gray that we used for the base coat, I went ahead and just added more white. It's a little bit thicker, and using my handy dandy favorite Miggy brush. So what you need to figure out is where on stage is your brick going to sit. If it's going to be on stage right, then the light would be coming from the left. Is that right? Yeah. So the light would be on its left. And so if this was sitting on stage left, then the light would be coming from, the light always comes from the center of the stage. So the light would be coming from the right. And we're going to do that. We're going to say that the light is coming from the right, and the light is also above it. So when the sun or light fixture, whatever, is hitting the edge of something, there's going to be a highlight. So if the light is hitting the top of this brick, then there is this highlight on top of that brick. Bottom side is going to be darker because the sun is not even hitting it, or the light. So what I do is I go back and I do I do like another coat of the same transparent paint that I used to outline the lines. And I know, it just makes a big difference. And what I do is, if the light is coming from your side, per se, then this side is darker. Hope you're not confused.